For months, astronomers have been watching a silent traveler drift through our solar system, an interstellar visitor unlike anything humanity has ever encountered. Known as 3I, Atlas, this object came from beyond the Milky Way, crossing the cold, endless gulf of interstellar space. But just as scientists prepared to say goodbye to this enigmatic wanderer, something extraordinary happened. As 3I, ATLAS approached its closest distance to the Sun, telescopes across the world detected an anomaly so strange that even the most skeptical astronomers were left speechless. Its light changed. Its structure shifted. And then, it did something no natural object has ever been seen doing. Tonight, we explore what the James Webb, Hubble, and ground-based observatories have just witnessed, and why Avi Loeb, one of Harvard's most respected astrophysicists, believes this anomaly could mark the most important discovery in modern astronomy. Everything began when Spain's 2-meter twin telescope captured 159 exposures of 3I, ATLAS during its solar conjunction, the point when it would pass behind the Sun from Earth's perspective. The images revealed something impossible, a thin jet of material shooting directly toward the Sun. Every comet we've ever studied releases gas and dust that are pushed away from the Sun by solar wind, forming tails that always point outward. But this was reversed, a counter-tail, as if the object were defying the Sun's influence rather than succumbing to it. The phenomenon was soon confirmed by the Hubble Space Telescope and Hawaii's Keck Observatory, both detecting a diffuse glow extending toward the Sun. For a comet, that behavior was absurd, like watching smoke drift against the wind. The discovery didn't just challenge expectations, it defied the laws of solar physics. Some scientists proposed that the material might resist radiation pressure, possibly made of unknown elements or alloys that interact differently with solar photons. Others went further, suggesting the jet wasn't natural at all, but perhaps an emission or exhaust from a controlled mechanism within the object itself. As data poured in, astronomers realized this was no ordinary comet. The mass and gravity readings of 3I, ATLAS didn't match. Based on its motion, it should have been far heavier. It was moving as if it were lighter than it appeared, as if hollow. Even more baffling, it rotated unusually slow, completing one rotation every 16 hours, a period that would normally cause instability in any natural rocky body. Yet, 3I, ATLAS remained perfectly intact. Spectral analysis deepened the mystery. Its nickel and iron content was far higher than any comet or asteroid known, while traces of cyanide compounds, rare even in interstellar dust, added to the enigma. Some astronomers began to whisper what others refused to say aloud. Could this object be artificial? To bring structure to the debate, Avi Loeb and his team introduced the OEP scale, the object of extraterrestrial probability, inspired by the Torino scale used to assess asteroid threats. Ranging from level 0 to 10, the scale classifies interstellar visitors by their degree of unexplained anomalies. Loeb placed 3I, Atlas at level 4, an object with multiple persistent anomalies and no natural explanation after exhaustive analysis. In other words, there was roughly a 40% chance that its origin was not natural. The scientific world erupted. Critics called it speculation. Others saw it as validation of Loeb's earlier theories on Oumuamua, another interstellar mystery. If 3I, ATLAS truly behaved as the data suggested, we might be witnessing the second confirmed visitor from beyond our galaxy, and perhaps the first built, not born. Then, suddenly, 3I, ATLAS vanished. Not destroyed, hidden. As it passed behind the Sun, it became invisible to telescopes for weeks. It was as if the universe itself had drawn a curtain over the most mysterious act in astronomy. During that silence, simulations predicted that when it reappeared, it would head toward Jupiter's orbital path, coming unnervingly close to NASA's Europa Clipper and ESA's JUICE probes. Scientists hoped to capture direct samples of its material, or detect something even stranger. When 3I, ATLAS finally emerged from behind the Sun, the world watched. But instead of fading like most comets after perihelion, it grew brighter. Much brighter. Its albedo, its reflectivity, increased by nearly 400%. Yet its temperature remained perfectly stable, suggesting something was regulating its energy output. Then came the most astonishing twist. The counter-tail had vanished. In its place appeared a thin, pulsating beam of ultraviolet radiation, extending sideways into space, steady, rhythmic, deliberate. The pulse repeated every 247 seconds. At first, the data looked meaningless, simple fluctuations. But after advanced frequency compression analysis, researchers at MIT and the European Southern Observatory noticed something chilling. The pulses corresponded to prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. In SETI research, prime sequences are often proposed as a universal signature of intelligence, a mathematical handshake across the stars. The probability of this occurring naturally is effectively zero. The community split in two. NASA urged caution, suggesting rotational modulation. Avi Loeb's team disagreed. "This is no longer an astronomical event," he said. "It's a message." Soon, smaller observatories confirmed the finding. 3I, ATLAS wasn't behaving like debris, it was acting like a system, executing a coded protocol in response to solar interaction. When the James Webb Space Telescope locked onto the object, the truth deepened. Beneath its reflective crust, JWST detected a geometric lattice, a hexagonal framework of perfectly repeating plates aligned along its rotation axis. The structure was composed of a highly conductive nickel-titanium alloy of atomic purity never observed in nature. This was not chaos. It was design. Webb's NIR spec instrument confirmed controlled polarization shifts, suggesting its surface was actively adjusting to minimize glare. It wasn't a rock. It was something built to adapt and survive interstellar travel. But if it was a craft, where was its pilot? Then, without warning, the ultraviolet pulses stopped. For 12 hours, 3I, ATLAS went completely dark. At 2:17 Coordinated Universal Time, it made a measurable course correction, a deliberate change in velocity by 0.09 degrees, accelerating at 14 meters per second squared. No natural body could achieve that. It was propulsion. Its new trajectory led directly toward the edge of the solar system, retracing the exact inbound path it had entered from, as if it were returning home. Before disappearing, it emitted one final ultraviolet beam lasting 13 minutes and 37 seconds, long enough to record and analyze. Inside that beam, scientists discovered a structured binary signal, information encoded in light itself. After filtering noise and reconstructing the data, a pattern emerged, a fractal spiral of repeating hexagons, mirroring the internal lattice seen by JWST. Within it was the golden ratio, 1.618, the signature of natural order and growth found in everything from seashells to spiral galaxies. To physicists, it was an equation of symmetry. To biologists, a blueprint of life. To others, it looked like a signature, a message written in the geometry of the universe itself. The data couldn't be contained. Independent observatories confirmed faint echoes of the same pulse reverberating through the solar wind, as if space itself had carried the signal. Every time scientists replayed the data, it changed slightly, reacting, adapting, almost aware. Avi Loeb updated the OEP scale once again, assigning 3I, ATLASA level 9. One step below confirmed extraterrestrial technology. His report was clear. 3I, ATLAS demonstrated controlled propulsion, directed emission, and now information symmetry. The odds of this being natural are indistinguishable from zero. He concluded, this may not be an artifact, but a messenger, a vessel transmitting the signature of an intelligence older than any civilization we can imagine. Then, on the morning of September 21st, a final anomaly occurred. All stations tracking 3I, ATLAS detected a synchronized spike in the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself. The frequency matched the final pulse ratio. For a fraction of a second, the universe answered, and then the object was gone. 3I, ATLAS disappeared beyond the heliopause, leaving behind only data, a code that no one yet understands, but which every scientist agrees was intentional. It didn't just visit our solar system. It left a mark, proof that the universe isn't silent, that intelligence isn't unique to us, and that the stars might be far more alive than we ever dared believe. As one astronomer wrote in the final line of his report, perhaps we were never meant to find it. Perhaps it found us. So if this story made you question what's truly out there, don't look away. Subscribe to Nabrix, where we uncover the truth space agencies won't tell you. Turn on notifications, because when 3I, ATLAS sends its next signal, you'll want to be here to hear it first.